Okay, episode 3, all things boxing. Got our first guest here today, and yeah, a lot's been going on. So I'm gonna go first. So we've had the announcement of Kell Brook and Amir Khan. My thoughts on the fight, not even my thoughts on the fight, but my thoughts on the fight being made. A lot of people are saying, you know, that they're both past it. They're both past their prime. We don't want to see it. They're both washed up, which I think is true. But at the same time, like, I'm still going to tune in. I'm still going to watch. I feel like they've both established themselves as fighters, especially in Britain. And this is a fight for the British fans. It's not, I don't think it's going to be watched across the world, but I feel like they've got the platform and they've done enough in the sport to, same way we was talking about last week, Canelo can choose who he wants to fight.
Yeah.
I feel like these guys, if they choose to fight each other, they can do so. I do think the fight is maybe at least 10 years too late. I don't know why negotiations have broke down continuously, but look, we're here now. My prediction for the fight, I think I've got Amir Khan winning. I didn't like how Kell Brook looked at all against Terence Crawford, but he wasn't with Dominic Ingle. You know, rumours are he kind of did that camp by himself. So yeah, that's me, man. You guys hit me up. Jack, what are you saying?
You know what? I thought some people were going to be picking Brook because I've got Khan as well. I think, yeah, it's 10 years too late, but at the same time, I think they're still at a decent age. I mean, they're not going to go anywhere from here, obviously. But I still think Khan's hand speed will be a problem for Brook, particularly with Brook having the injuries that he's just come off, obviously, the 2 eye injuries. So I actually think Khan might get him out of there quite early.
Early?
Yeah, I think he might stop him. The hand speed might hurt him. The eye injury come back.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking. But
who was Khan's last fight? It was a while ago.
It was 2019, isn't it?
But was it Vargas?
No.
What's the guy that Conor Ben fought as well? He fought someone that Conor Ben fought, no?
It was Billy Dib.
Billy Dib, that's it.
Yeah.
Did he win? He won, yeah?
Yeah. Convincing.
So what are you saying?
I don't know, man. I think it remains to be seen what Kell Brook... They're fighting at welterweight.
So Welt was 147 pounds, 147 pounds. They're fighting at 149.
149.
Is that confirmed?
Yeah, they're fighting at 149.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like Kell Brook's been struggling at the weight for a while. Also, what we see against, I know it was against Golovkin and Spence, but the eye sockets. Khan gets that jab popping on the eyes.
But yeah,
are they? Do you know what I mean? And that's.
But is he heavy-handed enough to?
Yeah,
I don't think he needs to be.
What to hurt the eye sockets again?
Listen, if he's peppering it for 7 to 10 rounds, we like they've failed him twice on 2 occasions, and we all know like that injury it's a serious injury, especially to recover from that at his age. The punishment he took in them 2 fights.
Yeah, and the Crawford
and
one.
the Crawford fight, really. But nah, man, look, these 2, they should have, like you said, they should have had this fight a while back. I think they're 2 fighters that don't get enough credit for what they've done in their careers. That might be, especially with Amir Khan, how the nature of his losses. He's been ridiculed a lot more than he should have been. I mean, what the man's done in his career. 17 years old, he medalled at the Olympics.
Yeah.
If
that's mad.
If you really know the amateur game,
it's
like,
not an easy thing to do, is it?
To even get onto that squad, that GB squad, and then go to the Olympics and medal at 17. That in itself, he doesn't get enough credit for that.
Then he went to America.
Then he went to America and done his thing. Not many fighters from Britain do that.
Especially at that point, he went quite early in his career. I mean, James DeGale's done it. Chris Eubank Jr. has tried to do it. But he went quite early.
I wouldn't say they've had the same success as Khan, though, either. Really?
No, I mean, look, even just British Olympians, how many can you reel off the top of your head that have gone on and done well in the pros? I mean, look at Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell's probably our one of our best ever amateurs.
Decorated amateurs. Yeah, he is.
And he's come close in the sense that he's got the opportunities, but
he ain't won a world title.
He hasn't won a world title, and he hasn't been on the level of the guys.
He's finished. He's retired.
He's retired.
Luke Campbell's retired.
Oh,
yeah. He lost to
So,
Garcia in it, so
we
yeah.
got to give Amir
I
Khan
know that.
credit.
Mm.
I touched a little bit on the nature of his losses, and even if you look at, he's taken 5 losses, 4 by knockout. First one,
You know what it
I
is?
can't start laughing like that.
It's the way he gets knocked out.
but this is the thing.
Yeah, yeah.
It is
It's
that-
not the fact that he's lost by a knockout like on box,
If
right?
you really look at it,
Yeah.
the first one, Prescott,
Yeah.
knocked him out in a minute. Yeah? Knocked him out in a minute.
It's
It was a
bad
bad
still.
knockout,
Yeah, it was bad.
but it knocked him out in a minute.
Mm.
So you can kind of write that off.
Yeah, yeah. But when I say the nature, bro, I'm saying like the balance and
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? No, but I'm saying when you're saying the ridiculed thing, it's that. Do you know what I mean? It's not the fact that he's losing
I feel like
by
that's,
knockout.
that's interfered with the.
Yeah, no,
legacy
I'm
a
just
lot.
kind of cementing what you're saying.
The
Yeah, yeah,
storyline itself
Yeah.
is a
Mm.
bad story.
Then it was Lamont Peterson.
yeah. Then
At
he
the
got,
time-
he got taken off 2 points in that fight, and he knocked Lamont Peterson down.
yeah.
He would have won that fight.
And
then
Peterson,
Peterson
at the
fell
time,
down
he was-
just after.
Peterson
Yeah,
was
you're right
yeah,
still.
Do you know what
yeah,
I mean?
and they
You're
didn't
right.
give enough notice to
And he
that.
lost it on the split.
And Peterson was raw at the time.
That's what I'm saying.
He
at the
was.
time,
He only
Peterson
fought
was the guy.
Spence not long ago.
Danny
Not long
Garcia,
ago.
it was in the 4th round, but
He was bossing the
he-
fight up
he
to
was
that point.
bossing the fight.
That's the thing with Khan. He's always bossing the fights, and then he
Yeah,
just gets
yeah,
caught in it.
yeah.
And it makes me wonder, like, if he had a bit more resistance, a bit more less vulnerability,
Yeah, where would he be?
where would he be?
But it's
I
a-
think if he won that Danny Garcia fight, we'd be looking at,
Like he
even though
versus
he's done
Floyd,
well in his
he
career.
could have fought Floyd.
I tell you, I was just gonna say,
But
I
it's a
tell you-
big if though, bro. It's a big if.
Of
But
course.
you know what's mad? Yeah, I know this is gonna sound so crazy, yeah,
Go on.
but I don't think Mayweather wanted Khan.
Yeah. There was a
I really
stage.
don't think he did still because of the hand speed.
Yeah, there
I
was a
actually
stage.
don't
It
think
was
he
when
wanted
he
him.
fought Maidana for the second time. You
Mm.
remember Khan was really going for the fight. then.
Yeah.
Because they had an equal
And
opponent.
obviously that would have been a money
Maidana.
fight. It would have been a money fight, but I do feel like Khan would have posed him. I'm not saying Floyd's my guy. I'm not saying he would have lost.
Yeah, he would.
Mm. He just make him
it's a
look
different
bad.
challenge,
He not
isn't
make
it?
him
It's
look
a-
as
he might-
dominant.
yeah,
It's
Yeah,
a different
yeah,
challenge.
Yeah,
Was
yeah,
that when he
yeah.
come off the Devin Alexander fight?
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And he
literally
looked
straight
good in
after
that
that.
fight as
No, he
well.
did.
But then if you look at his other losses,
Mm.
we've got Prescott, Lamont Peterson, Danny Garcia. Then he went in with Canelo, which was a ridiculous. Obviously, financially it worked,
Of course.
but we all knew how that was. And
But-
even in
yeah.
that fight, he was
He
winning.
was,
the
that's
fight.
what I'm saying. He was
Yeah.
dominating.
I mean, that might have been Canelo.
No,
lack
no.
of respect.
I think he was. I think he was.
There might have been Canelo's lack of respect,
Mm.
but he
Or
should
trying to
have been
set
allowed
something
take
up.
That fight, he jumped what 2-3 weight divisions.
Two. Yeah.
Two
two.
weight
Was that at
divisions.
catchweight as well? When I like 154 or something, or was it?
No, bigger than that. It was at middleweight,
It was a middleweight,
Which
yeah,
is
it was a
one-
middleweight fight.
160.
Remember, he
Yeah.
blew up and all
Yeah.
that.
He
And
didn't
then
even look.
Yeah, he was never going to be
Terence
that way.
Crawford fight was just too late in my opinion.
That one was. Yeah, but that one there, it's like I feel like he
Yeah.
quit in the fight.
Yeah, and I think that
And stuff happens. Like boxing is hard, but I'm saying, and it's easy to sit here and say.
Yeah, I'm not.
But
gonna
it's like
say
I feel like he did quit. And if there's and we're not here like talking about his legacy or whatever. But if there's anything that does kind of add a kind of a shadow to it was the fact that he quit, not against Crawford, but the way that he did quit. You know, if he did quit.
yeah. But I just think that fight maybe was a sign that he hasn't got the hunger. Because look, we've seen him get up off the canvas. I think he did it against Maidana.
This is the thing. I remember I was with him watching the Maidana fight. Was that no? That was the Floyd fight. I remember watching the Maidana fight with Khan, and this is the same Khan that's got no chin. He was getting slapped everywhere, but and it's like defense was a bit wild, but he was taking the
But it's
shots.
the ones you don't see, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but he was taking the shots, and it's like he weren't. And I'm like, Maidana, is there anyone bigger puncher than Maidana at welterweight?
It wasn't up well, although.
Oh, was it not?
Super light.
Yeah.
Is that super light?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
super light.
See, that's maybe
Yeah.
why. Because Maidana at welterweight has been killing guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even Floyd.
Yeah, he's been.
From
That's what I
Floyd,
thought.
then.
Oh, okay. If it's super
Yeah.
super what?
Super lightweight. Yeah.
Super lightweight.
Yeah.
What did it,
Light welter.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Fair enough.
So my thing is, look, we got to give them credit. They're in this position, like you said. They've had their careers. It's a money fight. It's a shame for the fans that it's a bit late. Kell Brook, on the other hand, again, he went out to America and beat Sean Porter, which we've discussed is not. It was a close fight, but he went
A
out there
small
and took
feat,
the
innit?
belt off him.
Yeah.
I don't think Kell Brook has had the career that he should have had.
Mm.
I feel like he's fallen in, him and both and Khan as well. They're falling into this gap where you've got the old welters and the new welters, and they're like in the middle. So
Yeah.
maybe certain fights wouldn't have been big enough in their eyes for them to take. I think Kell Brook should have fought more people, considering he had.
Yeah.
When you look at their careers, Khan's had the bigger fighters.
Yeah.
100%.
And that's what, going back to we was talking about the press conference before the pod started. That was one of Khan's main points. Like, Khan can kind of turn around to Kell and say, "Who have you fought?"
Aside from Porter,
Just even like whether it's Terence or Kell's fought Golovkin.
in terms of wins, I'm thinking,
Wins or losses, it's still like Khan has actually gone up in weight class, gone down in weight class, and he's fought everyone like in their prime, like no ifs, no buts, like
But then on the other hand, with Kell Brook, we do have to give him credit because he did it the hard way. He didn't have much of an he had a career, but he wasn't this
I know what you're
decorated
saying.
Olympian.
Yeah.
He was fighting in leisure centers early on, and he's worked his way to the top. In
Yeah.
40 fights, he's been a world champion. He's fought Golovkin.
Yeah, I mean, just quickly. So who do you think's got and this is just a matter of opinion, who do we feel has the better resume? For me, I would say Khan, just based on who he's fought and the experiences that he's got in the ring, the chances that he took regarding going to America where he maybe didn't necessarily need to, and fighting some of those top fighters from America and making those fights happen. And obviously if we include the amateur game, and that's maybe we shouldn't include it, but if we do, he's definitely got the better resume. Doesn't necessarily mean he's going to win, but that's my opinion. Who do you think's got the better resume?
I was just going to say, I think it's undeniable, to be honest. I think when you look at got Malignaggi on there, Zab Judah.
Knocked out Zab Judah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I forgot about Alexander.
Yeah.
Who else he beat? Maidana.
Yeah.
You look at his resume.
And he's beat these guys in a prime time.
Yeah.
That's like some of the Kell. Yeah.
When really all Kell Brookers, I mean, of course, Kell Brooks fought and won against good people, but really, Sean Porter.
The thing with the Sean Porter thing, not to go off topic, there's an argument to say that Sean Porter wasn't even in his prime when they fought. Because look what Porter's gone on to do. Look what he's gone on to do since.
Yeah, I hear you.
Would the Sean Porter that
beginning
fought
of his peak
of his reign, because he was a world champion, but it's like, would the Sean Porter that fought Errol, or the Sean Porter that fought Danny Garcia or Keith Thurman, would he have lost to Kell Brook? Like, I do not think he would have lost to Kell Brook.
To be honest with you, that was a split decision as well, wasn't it?
Which one?
Yeah.
It was a close one.
Because there was thoughts that he might not have even won that fight.
Yeah, it was a close one. But he did his thing. He went out there.
Yeah, of course.
This is the thing with Kell Brook, though. He's always been a very big welterweight, and he's always been very good. But he hasn't really. I don't feel like he's really got to show that in terms of who he's fought. I don't think he hasn't been tested how I would have liked to see him tested in his prime. He went and fought Terence Crawford again too late after he's taken 2 beatdowns from Golovkin and
Spence.
he fought Spence as well.
Yeah,
but that was after the Golovkin fight.
I think
the Golovkin fight probably ended his career at the top.
Yeah. But this is a sign of, like, in my opinion, like, sorry to cut you, but just the slight, like you say, he wasn't looked after early doors. He fought, when I say looked after, I mean from a promotional standpoint. Then he fought his way up to he was a matchroom, basically Eddie's number 1 welterweight. But then, I don't know, like, why he's fighting Triple G, like, why is he not looked after? But why is he not fighting Triple G?
It was the money, though, innit? But remember, that around the time when he come off getting stabbed in that as well, innit? And I think that's also that was a long time out as well.
Yeah.
And that was at his peak as well.
But I just think to go up a weight class and fight someone who,
knock you up.
can knock out cruiserweights in Gennady Golovkin.
Same reason why Khan took Canelo, don't it? And I think that was also the. I think that was also
but
the.
I feel like Khan needed to. At the time, I feel like Khan needed
to. Nowhere else for him to go in it.
Kell still had the world title.
Yeah, why?
He held on to it and then fought Spence and lost it to Spence after the Golovkin.
Because he went up in weight to fight Golovkin.
So he could have aimed to clean up the welterweight if he really wanted.
Yeah.
And for some reason he didn't, regardless of whether them fights would have paid him.
Yeah.
Again, like in boxing, it's like, why go for the money fight when the money fight will still be there after? Golovkin weren't fighting him for his belt because the belt weren't on the line.
Do you know what though? I think it was the fact that Amir Khan had fought Canelo, and I think that I kind of feel like Brook always, he kind of comes across as if he feels like he's always been in Khan's shadow as well, because that's what
Could've-
Khan said to him
yeah,
in the
could've
past,
been
didn't
that.
it?
It could've
But I
been.
think he just thought, bro, that's the carrot. Like if I go out and beat Golovkin,
Yeah, but bro,
You
like
can't
if
say
he had
nothing.
gone out, and obviously it's not as easy to sit here and say this, but if those fights had been made with Furman, a rematch with Porter,
yeah.
Spence,
yeah. But they had fights
Garcia,
as well at the time.
I
though.
know, but I mean
Mm.
they're his weight class,
Yeah.
and they're easier fights to win
Mm.
than the Triple G fight. And as much as like the thing with Khan, I just feel like that was a bad decision to take the Triple G fight, but he made money.
Mm.
I think it was like 3 million he made. Then he come back, no warm-up fight, lost, I don't know how much weight it is, but he went down 2 weight classes, fought Errol Spence to defend the title.
Just weren't good decisions.
Just wild, man. Like and from a like he obviously I think he's self-managed by his dad. But like obviously Eddie's promoting that, and Eddie's just gonna promote it. Like, but I just feel like that's a wild decision. Then to like leave your trainer, who you've been with your whole, and then fight Terence. Those last 3 fights that he's had have just been wild. I just want to say this though, going back to him struggling with the weight. Errol Spence is my favorite fighter at the moment. Like he's been for a while, just like to study from like his fundamentals. So I'm a bit biased, but he was giving it to Errol until he slowed down, and I don't think he slowed down because he was like unfit. He slowed down because he was like drained at the weight. Because
And the eyes as well. Remember the eyes?
yeah, he'd had the
Wa-
eye
was,
as well.
was that
before.
when Errol Spence come off the car accident?
No, he come off the
That
car
was after
accident.
that. That was
Yeah.
after.
No, it was before that. It was before that. Way before that. He fought Kell Brook before the car accident.
Yeah.
Okay.
it's wild.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
like-
what I was saying.
yeah, because that's when he won the title.
Yeah.
But he was giving it to Errol.
Yeah.
He was not like busting him up, but it was a similar situation to Porter and Kell. Like it was a close fight, but Kell was winning and Kell was beating Errol. You know, and if he had won that fight, but again,
It would have gone a completely.
yeah,
different
the whole career
Yeah.
would have been. He would be the A side in this
Yeah,
fight.
yeah, yeah.
Khan would be chasing him, but Khan's always had the platform just quickly to say, "Oh, what can you offer me? What
Yeah.
can you do?"
I feel like Khan's chased him anyway.
You think?
Yeah, because he's gone over to the promotion, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
he wanted this fight. I think that he realized there weren't really many other fights out there.
For him, yeah.
But I think as well, you got to remember that Khan, he's made money from this boxing thing, good money, at a time when British boxing weren't really booming like it is now. If Khan was about now in his prime, doing the super lightweight world titles, he would be making so much. Like in terms of his draw and his pull, he'd be making so much more money. So I think, regardless of what I think Khan's boxing royalty in terms of what he's achieved.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. We'll remember him kind of like,
Yeah,
as
man.
one of Britain's.
As an Asian boy as well. You
Yeah,
know how many
yeah.
Asian boys are in gyms now?
Yeah.
100%.
A lot of it's because of Khan.
because of
And again, you're right. He don't get the credit for that.
Yeah.
He doesn't get the credit for that still.
He kind of not saved it, but he carried it for a little while. The British boxing
Yeah,
scene.
man, because we didn't have
did.
no heavyweights.
Yeah,
David Price.
It was.
David Hay, innit?
You know, no disrespect to Price, but yeah.
Sorry.
Obviously AJ's come along and uplifted the sport in this country, and the ripple effect, we're seeing it now. But yeah, man, Amir Khan, he's been grinding from a young age. He's had setbacks. He hasn't made the best decisions outside of the ring as well.
Going on, I'm a celebrity in that.
You know, there was that webcam thing as well. Remember that?
Towards the webcam thing.
No, we won't speak about it. But,
Yeah.
some wild-
do you know what I
wild
mean?
stuff.
Like I feel like he had. Yeah,
But that's not, all jokes aside, that's not boxing. Do you know what I mean? So whatever he does
But
outside,
in terms
because if we're talking about Mike Tyson and all the things he done outside
But a
of
lot
the
of
boxing ring,
a lot of
Yeah, but let's
boxing
not
these
talk about
days.
Mac.
yeah.
A lot of boxing is built from.
But you get my point in terms of like legacy and ability.
Mm.
It's like I don't want to judge the man. I just want to
Yeah,
judge
I'm
the
not
fighter.
judging him. I'm
Yeah, I
just
just want to
saying
judge the
that
fighter. Yeah.
I feel like he doesn't get his due
Yeah.
respect because of some of these things.
I think one of the
we
bigger
forget
things
how
is
good this
no, for
Amir
sure.
Khan is.
Early
But
days
unless
as
you're a
well,
hardcore boxing fan, and sadly, casual fans carry this persona thing that you're talking about, like getting your Josh Hughes. It's like it's from the casual fans and the public. But going to America as early as he did, I don't think helped.
No.
Even James DeGale went to America at the back end of his career,
But
and we
it's not
kind of
even
forgot
that,
about
though.
him.
You know what it
and I don't
is?
think that helped.
It's not even. It's just the knockouts. Like if he had lost his fights the way that Kell Brook lost, like the way that Kell Brook, everyone's like, the way that Kell Brook lost, everyone's like, oh, he's a warrior. He had a broken eye socket.
Yeah,
He's, you know what I mean?
He's got more of that. he's got more of that.
the prestige.
warrior
Like,
code.
yeah, he's
Yeah,
the warrior.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
man, just continues fighting and whatnot. But when you get one punch knockout, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, raw.
It's a shame, you know, because you can't. This thing with having a weak chin or a glass chin, like you can't train. You
And we
can't
we
improve
talk. Me and him talk about this all the time. Like,
You can't improve that. You can't train having a good chin.
but they say the
You-
best chin in boxing, and this is just a stupid thing.
Not be hit.
The best chin in boxing is the
course.
one that doesn't get hit.
And
Yeah.
I think he made that move he made to Virgil Hunter.
Mm.
He made.
So just give us
years
a
too late.
Yeah.
just give
I
us a
agree
little
with that.
backdrop on
Yeah, so
where he was before,
he
the
was
trainer that he had
He
before,
was
and
with Freddie Roach.
what kind of trainer is he?
Freddie Roach is very offensive, which suits Khan in the sense of his hand speed.
Suits Pacquiao obviously as well.
Pacquiao as well.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember when it was he made the move to Virgil Hunter, who's obviously on the flip side,
I think it was before the Vargas fight,
possibly.
and the
yeah.
Vargas fight was back over here in England on a matchroom card.
But
You
I
might not be able to find that
I
on there.
feel like if,
who
he
he
made,
was
if
training
he
with
made that move
earlier.
a bit earlier, we might have seen the right improvements before at the right time. Because it's literally just one mistake and he's gone. Because he did it against Canelo. He dropped the hands
Yeah.
and he was out.
Yeah.
Literally out.
Do you know
That-
what's-
that knockout was bad.
And you know
it was
what's-
bad. It was
And
terrible.
to credit a knockout like that, to just making one mistake, like that's if your
Yeah.
chin is that bad that one mistake loses you the fight.
That's what's added to. I mean, at the beginning, that's Canelo's legacy. That's another fight on there, innit? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, from a Canelo aspect.
But for Khan, I mean, at the press conference, you know, when they went face to face, did you see the difference in their chins, like it's noticeable still.
In their chins.
like the way that their man look, yeah, the jaw, like Kell Brooks' thing is stern
Aye.
compared to Khan. Like,
Actually, talking about how they looked at the press conference, going back to him struggling at the weight, Kel looks like my size.
Yeah,
And
it's
and Errol Spence said, like, when they fought, he's like, look, you're not big at the weight, you're just greedy. Like, he should not. I mean, I can't sit here and say this to a world champion, but why he's like 12 weeks away from the fight? 12 weeks ain't a long time in terms of boxing training.
That's why I'm worried for him though.
And why he looks like he could be 185.
Yeah, he's a big.
Like, he's bigger than light
I see
heavyweights.
it the other day with Kid Galahad and
Yeah,
Tony
yeah,
Benn.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
spoke a lot about it. Is that the way them certain man make weight, and the Ingle Gym is known for this, is that they hold the weight very late and then they lose it very quickly. And
Yeah, and
Like,
it's just
what-
punch resistance in the
Yeah,
later
man.
round and complete fatigue.
Yeah.
Because Galahad, he not to go into that fight, but he was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
he was out on his feet, and it
yeah,
was just
he
exhaustion.
and on the scales, he looked
Dead.
horrendous, man.
It's dangerous,
Yeah.
man. It's
Yeah,
dangerous.
it's very
a
dangerous.
dangerous game they play still.
But
So
yeah, I'd like to see what Kel can
can
at
do.
the weight still, because I know that he was.
Well, it's
trying
1
to
foot.
up
It's
to, like-
it's 2 pounds above, and sometimes I know 2 pounds sounds like nothing to us.
yeah, but
For someone,
think
if
it
you're
favours
struggling
Khan
at your
again,
weight, someone else said that in an interview. I agree with you.
Yeah, I think it does still.
I think he's been at that weight a little bit longer. You know, he's been
That's those
sitting.
2 extra pounds that you
He's
don't
been
wanna
sitting
lose.
around the weight. You know, Kel don't sit around the weight. He never sit. I don't feel like Amir Khan is that far away from 149. But 149 could give Kel that, you know, just that extra 2 pounds that he needs to not get fatigued. Also, Amir Khan he's gonna outbox him. As much as I'm saying he could stop Kel, I think it's going to be a TKO thing. He's not going to walk him down like Golovkin
Yeah,
did
no,
off
no,
Spence
no,
did
no, yeah.
and beat him up. So I think it'll be more of a boxing match. So Kel might not, like, his fatigue might not be so exposed.
But again, if Kel's sharp and then Kel's good at
Khan.
the weight, I'm
Khan.
Kel.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, then
If Khan makes that one mistake, he's always got it in him, and probably even more so now after he's had that bad knockout
I agree with you.
from Canelo.
Yeah.
Canelo put him to sleep. That was probably the worst one we've seen.
That one of the
But that was like Canelo's best
and
knockout.
that's one of
Probably
the worst
his best
ones
knockout.
I've ever
Yeah,
I've ever
yeah,
watched.
yeah.
You know,
It's just the way he lays there, man. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, he was sleeping still.
I don't know, man. I feel bad for him because, and again, like I feel like he should have worked on his defense a bit more.
Yeah.
No, but do you know what as well though? Yeah, I agree with you.
You know, he's been getting wobbled and from the amateurs.
Yeah, yeah.
There's videos of him in the amateurs getting clipped.
But
3-round fight.
I don't feel like he gets the ratings for that though, blood. He's taken so many knockouts and he's just still coming back.
yeah.
Like a lot of fighters might have thought,
Yeah,
you know
you
what,
rate
after
it.
the Danny Garcia one, I ain't taking no Canelo. And he
Yeah,
still
yeah,
steps
yeah.
in there, do you know what I mean? I think he doesn't get enough credit for that.
But at the same time, it makes it look like a money grab, which is
I
the
mean, wasn't
only
it?
problem. Yeah, I'm guessing with the.
I think that's
But then at the
That is what
same
it
time,
was.
at the same
You gotta
time,
call it
if
what it is,
if Canelo didn't knock out Khan, if Garcia didn't knock out Khan, if Prescott didn't stop, Peterson didn't knock out Khan, who would have won those fights? Khan could have beat Canelo. If he didn't get knocked out, he could have beat Canelo.
We only saw 4 rounds in it.
It was 6
But
rounds.
this is
Six.
with, with,
Six.
with
Six.
Canelo, though,
Six,
I
yeah,
do
six.
feel like there was an element in that.
He was
fight of
comfortable
him
in it.
just
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
disrespecting
Yeah.
what was coming back at him.
But
Yeah.
at the same
Yeah.
time, he was. I think we saw that, not to go into it, but with Bradley Skeet and Shiraz on the
Yeah,
weekend. Did you watch that fight?
Come on, you know.
Oh yeah, we was chatting. I don't know
We
if you watched
was
that
talking
fight.
Yeah.
Brad was. Oh yeah, I was chatting to you as well. Brad was outboxing him, but Brad couldn't hurt him. Do you remember Shiraz was walking him down?
First round, he got caught with a right, and I
Yeah,
was saying,
we was messaging
oh,
saying it's
no,
sticky.
I don't want this to happen.
But no, not to go off point, but it's like Brad couldn't hurt Shiraz, and Shiraz didn't respect his power, but he still couldn't really get to him. And I feel like that probably would have happened in the Canelo fight. But anyway, shoulda, woulda, coulda. It's a good fight. One thing that they said in the press conference, and I think it's true, and we'll talk about Conor Benn at this point. They said they are, and it kind of hasn't dawned on me, it's like they are still probably the best welterweights in the country.
Yeah, they only what, like 34?
Yeah, but like despite all that we're saying about Triple G, Errol Spence getting beat up, getting knocked out, eye sockets, they're still probably getting knocked out. They're still probably the best welterweights in the country.
Yeah.
You know, like, and we've got
no
some.
one's really stepped up.
No one's really stepped up, but like
there's welterweights there, but no one's really.
they've been like, even last generation, bro. Like going back 12 years.
But that's the
Amir
level that
Khan
they're
was
at, innit?
still, yeah, and that's
Like, they are
that.
levels.
Just giving props
They
to
are
them lot.
levels,
It's
yeah.
like they've been. Amir Khan has been the best in Britain since whenever.
Yeah.
For a very long time, and it's only been Kell Brook who, in what you're saying, in my opinion, who's been kind of in his shadow, chasing him as a close number 2.
Yeah.
But in their prime, you know, from Chris Congo, what's the guy that beat Chris Congo? The Southpaw, McKinson, David Adenisian, Conor Benn. These guys couldn't have fought Kell Brook or Amir Khan in their prime. Do you know what I mean? So it's like they've been sitting at the top for a long time. And when I heard them say that in a press conference, I thought, although the fight is over the hill a little bit because they've both taken losses and bad losses, it's still number 1 and number 2 in the country.
Yeah, it's a bit like what Fury was saying about Wilder. He's still the best heavyweight after me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It don't matter how bad he loses, it's always going to be that. But sometimes when you get beat dominantly, like Wilder got beat by Fury so badly on one of the occasions, it's like you feel he's washed up. But at the end of the day, they're still number 1 and 2 in Britain. And on that point, obviously Conor Benn is fighting this weekend, 11th of December, Chris Algieri. He's saying he'll take the winner of Khan and Brook. And let me just sit back because I just
He's
want
on
to hear
Khan's resume as well.
I just want to hear what you lot say.
Algieri's on Khan's resume as well, by the way, remember? Yeah. I think that's what I'm saying. The
Wait.
resume is cold, bro.
Did he beat Algieri?
Yeah.
Oh, you know, he beat Algieri. Go on, talk to me.
It's a smart move by Conor Benn to call him out, innit?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I want to see Conor Benn in with a prospect that, like, David Avanesian, you know? Like, I want to see him. I said it the other week. I want to see him fight someone that is headed in the same direction as him. None of these, what we keep seeing, what we're starting to see with Conor Benn is him taking these guys who once in their prime were very good fighters, still have a name, like Chris Algieri. And we're going to see it promoted like, oh, he's beat Chris Algieri. When Chris Algieri ain't the same
He's not
Chris
Chris Algieri
Algieri he
anymore.
was 7 years ago.
Yeah, Chief.
That's not Conor Benn's fault who's put in front of him. But my issue with Conor Benn is that I just feel a little bit like he's buying into a lot of the promotion, you know, and the promotion is probably even more so nowadays where guys can avoid each other easier than they could back then. I feel like the promotion pulls cotton over people, especially like the casual boxing fans. Eddie Hearn could make you believe anyone is the best in the world. Literally.
Yeah.
He's good at
Literally.
his job still.
And as much as I rate the improvements Conor Benn has made and I see the direction he's going, he's turning into a very, very complete fighter.
And that's his saving grace, in my opinion.
He will go and beat Kell Brook or Amir Khan if he does.
Mhm.
And it's, he beat.
Yeah. Then all of a sudden, they're not over the hill.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, it's like he beat them in their
And
prime
then when he
Yeah,
goes
but one of
in-
them's got to win, innit?
then when
One
he
of them's
goes
got to
in
win
with
this fight.
Errol Spence,
and gets
and
hurt.
you know,
But they'll try
It'll
to
be-
do the same
It
thing.
will just be, oh, it's too early.
Yeah,
That's what it will be.
You know, and
But that is I'm not, I don't know if you're saying this, but from what I'm hearing him saying, where Conor Ben, according to what you're saying, is buying into the promotion, it's like it could ruin him if he lost to Errol Spence, because there might be a small part of him where it's like, raw, I thought, you understand?
Yeah.
I thought I could, and then when you lose and you lose bad, like David Price did
Yeah.
against that Thompson guy twice, when you lose bad like that and you've been built up like that, it's like, forget what the public is saying. It might knock your confidence so much because you bought into the hype.
The other day when he beat Formella, they were saying, "Oh, Formella took Sean Porter 12 rounds." They weren't mentioning Sean Porter's name.
Yeah, wild.
Look what Sean
Wild.
Porter just went and did against Terence
Crawford, yeah. Was up on the cards in round 10.
There's no way on earth.
And you know
can
me,
step in with Sean Porter right now.
I'm
There's
so
no way.
passionate about this. I feel like people should be held accountable for what they're saying.
Yeah,
I
man.
feel like you can't just go and.
Eddie Hearn was doing it as
I know that's. And I'm talking about him.
Yeah.
I'm talking about him. I don't think guys can just be able to go out and say these things. I feel like there should be fines,
But
fam.
that's the game.
Or so, I know.
well. Yeah, it's
I
mad.
said fine.
You can't just go out and say. It's like it's
Boxing
just
ball
very
control.
it's just very
Yeah, man. Look,
disrespectful, man.
I just want to see Conor Ben stay in his lane a little bit.
But if he beats Algieri, just going back to my question,
He's still got to fight one of these, Josh Kelly.
right? Yeah,
David
Congo,
Avanesian.
Anisian. He won't fight
David
Adenisian.
Avanesian is probably the hard, in terms of that little pool of fight.
Yeah,
He's probably the hardest fight you will ever get at
Yeah.
this stage in your career.
Mm.
Go and take the fight, bro. And if you lose, you're not good enough.
But
which
that's
is
the- that's
calm,
the
and you come
problem.
back in it.
calm,
No,
yeah,
but
yeah.
no, but here's the thing: if he loses that fight, then the Kell Brook Amir Khan winner ain't there for him. Do you know what I mean? And that's
Yeah.
the.
He's
let's
not
be
gonna.
real,
He's
that's
gonna.
the
He's
money.
gonna take the
But you gotta
fight.
remember-
Of course,
you
it's
gotta
a money
remember,
game.
He's got the Ben name. He's gonna be. He's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
be a money fight.
I reckon that can only carry him so far though. Like if he loses certain
He
fights at
builds
domestic
the right-
level,
Yeah.
then he can't go world level, innit? Where
then-
that's where he's at right now.
But then if you lose them fights, you lose
Yeah.
them.
I don't
fights.
think the
Yeah,
Conor.
I agree.
For me, I feel like boxing is very black and white in terms of you can prove you're the best.
Yeah,
There is a way to prove you're the best, and there's only one way, and that's by fighting the best fighters.
all
out.
challenges.
Yeah, taking on any challenge. Why are we waiting for a David Avanesian fight? What are we waiting for? Because likelihood is
They're just waiting for him to lose.
David
Yeah.
Avanesian will probably go and win a world title.
'Cause
He'll
you know-
win a world title.
No,
Then-
you know-
then
Then
the
it-
promoters won't be able to
Yeah,
get it.
yeah,
on.
yeah, then it won't be able to
You know?
happen. Yeah, yeah, of
And
course.
this is what
10 years later, we'll
this is
see
what
it
is
again.
killing the sport a little bit is that fighters are allowed to avoid fighters because for whatever reason it may be, and they're not proving they're the best.
But
I think they're
don't
gonna. I
it's
think
the
they're gonna
fighters.
wait for Adenisian to lose,
But
and then they'll try and kind of not price themselves out of it, but it don't all be like, oh, you know,
Do you reckon
70,
it's the
30.
fighters? Do you reckon it's the fighters though, or do you reckon it's just the team behind them that's saying, look, we can go and get this many, we can go and get this much money, or we can potentially lose and then we don't make that much money.
I'm always of a thing of like, look, fighters like obviously. I could never see him being offered a fight and saying, you know what, I don't really want to get in there.
Yeah,
So I think it's probably more likely the team around Conor sort of telling him why it makes sense to not do this and why it makes sense to do this.
Can I just have an input there? Yeah, one thing I gotta say in fighters' defense, and I know he's saying it, is that fighters will spar anyone.
yeah.
So if you're getting in the ring and spar with anyone, he kind of been sparred Gamboa. I know he's a bit lighter than him. He sparred Kell Brook. When Kell Brook was preparing for Crawford, he sparred Kell Brook. Guys will spar anyone. Like when you spar world champion, it's almost like a great experience. And you can still get punched up in sparring. So I don't think it's a fear thing. I just think it's like, I don't really need it. I don't really
You
fancy
don't want to
it.
put all these chips on the table, innit? Yeah.
And some of those fights will expose you.
Mm.
You know what I'm trying to say? And I think that Adenisian fight, I'm not saying stylistically he exposes Conor, because Conor is a fighter and will fight him. But it's like,
It will be a fight.
what's the high risk, low reward?
Yeah,
It's a high risk, low reward.
and you don't
That's
take those
business.
fights.
That's the business.
That's
yeah.
business, and that is what boxing is at the moment. But you can't be calling out Sean Porter and not fighting Josh Kelly or
Yeah,
David
wild.
Avanesian. Because I honestly believe where he is at now, maybe 2 years ago I wouldn't have said this, but I think he beats Josh Kelly.
Now, yeah, I think he
And
does.
Eddie Hearn could make that a massive fight.
Yeah. Who's Josh Kelly with at the moment? He's with Wasserman though, isn't he?
moved to Wasserman. Yeah, he's with Boxer.
But that's not Eddie Hearn no more, is it? Yeah.
It's not Eddie Hearn no more. And David Avanesian, gives him a tough test where if he came through that and won it in good fashion, you could say, you know what, this guy, that's European level. This guy's stepping up to world level now. But he hasn't done enough for me. Even if he goes and knocks Algeria out in 2-3 rounds,
I'm not gonna be like,
that's not gonna mean anything.
And this is the thing. The more, my opinion is that, like, I know it's boring, but they say styles make fights, innit? And Conor Benn is explosive. He is a puncher.
Yeah.
And he's obviously heavy-handed. But, like, again, Errol Spence knocked out Samuel Vargas in 4 or 5 rounds. Conor Benn did it in like 90 seconds. But do you understand?
But
does that mean that when you fight Errol, like, bro, we don't mean nothing. It's just the style.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm trying to say? It's like,
and it's different times in his career,
bro. Like, so yeah, I think, and that's one thing that it's kind of, it's a blessing, but it's a curse for Conor Benn, is that he can do that. He can knock out Algeria in 1 round. And again, Spence didn't do it. Pacquiao didn't even stop him. Khan didn't do it. He lost to Algeria. I don't think he did, bro. No. Not Pacquiao, bro.
I thought Pacquiao lost to Algeria, no? And then he had a rematch, no?
I don't think so.
I don't
Anyway, it don't matter. But my point is that Conor Benn can go and win in more devastating fashion. But people need to understand that, look, it's because of his style or the lack of style on the other person's thing. Because you ain't going to walk up to Errol Spence and knock him out in 90 seconds. Yeah. You understand?
Conor Benn's definitely on the right road. He's definitely
he's doing his thing.
Improvements that he has made, and we touched on it the other week. He was in there getting dropped all over the place by.
No, he's upped his level differently.
And he looked terrible.
He's upped his level still. Yeah.
And now we're
against Payne-Up, innit?
Yeah, we're seeing a fighter that is looking like a complete. He's sharp.
He's boxing. He's boxing. Yeah.
But then,
but he can still explode on
if
you.
If he wants to stick it on you, he will stick it on you.
Yeah.
I think Conor Benn.
He definitely lost.
He's also, he's also so young as well.
Yeah.
He's also so young.
No, I'm for Conor Benn. I want him to do. I want him to do well. My thing is just that, like, as soon as the Khan and Brook fight got made, he was in an interview saying, "I want the winner."
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, when Adenisian was fighting,
you can't blame him though.
I know, but it's just like, this is what it's
That's
like.
the money fight, man.
Oh yeah, from a business perspective, but yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But then in one breath, he's saying he don't need peace. And if anyone don't need peace at the moment, it's probably Conor Benn.
Yeah, man.
He don't. Do you know what I mean?
I just don't
like,
think I don't think he needs to go and fight.
So why call out Khan and Brook? Like
it's
two
good for the career, though, isn't
yeah,
it?
but two over the hill guys, man.
Yeah, but
like,
you gotta think at the end of the day, when the name is on a resume, when all things are said and done, he's got an Amir Khan or a Kell Brook on his resume.
Yeah, for sure. And to be fair, in his defense, that's what he's been saying about Formella and Algeria, and if he fought Porter, it's like, it's names on his career. Like we're saying about Amir Khan, got names on his career from early, and that's what Conor is trying to do. And I think hats off. I tip my hat. Cool, I get what he's doing, but I just calling out Khan and Brook when it's like you kind of know. Like, you kind of know the pattern. Do you know what I mean? You kind of know the outcome. And it's like, but anyway, if that fight was to get made, okay, let's, like, hypothetically speaking,
Khan or
if Khan fights Conor, one sec, that made me laugh. If Khan fights Conor Benn,
I think from a styles perspective, I think Conor Benn has a lot more success against Khan than he does Brook. I think Brook's a very good boxer.
Yeah.
Obviously, Khan is as well, but
it's different. He can keep him off him, innit?
Goes a couple more rounds.
Keep him off him. Yeah, he's gonna be the stronger man in there as well, in my opinion.
Who, Kell?
Yeah.
Whereas
Khan, he will be susceptible to getting clipped.
Yeah.
And if Conor Benn was to clip him, then he will finish him off. 100%.
Oh yeah.
You know,
he's a good finisher.
We're all talking about the hype behind Conor Benn, and I've bought into it fully. Like, I'm like, yeah, he's gonna knock both of them out. Do you know what I mean? So
I don't know. Yeah, I think the Kell Brook would be a better one, but again, the way he was getting hit by Crawford. On the Crawford thing, just quickly, just a side topic. You know, Amir Khan is training with Crawford now.
Oh yeah,
but you didn't know that?
No,
he's been training with him.
Okay,
I find that a bit.
With Virgil anymore?
No, he's not been with Virgil. Virgil was ill for us for a minute.
Yeah.
But even when Terence was training for Porter, Khan was in camp, which is the same fight that he quit against. Like, I don't know. I just found that wild. But anyway, I don't know what Bomac could. I don't know. Bomac being Terence's trainer, I don't know what he can offer him for this fight or any other fight. I think Terence is good because he's good, but I think it's a good pool of fighters to be around.
Yeah.
Stevenson,
In terms of the training levels and
yeah,
the focus
yeah,
levels,
yeah.
it's good to see that he's not kind of, I don't know, back in Bolton or just training on his own kind of thing. You know?
And to be
You know,
fair, and
a lot
this
of
is-
these fighters tend to.
Bro,
do.
even Kel, that's what Kel
Yeah.
did when he fought against Crawford. He just,
It shows he's taking it serious.
yeah.
opinion. Even just
Do you
Oh,
think
yeah.
do you think him being with Bomac and Terence and just that camp, knowing that they fought Kel, do you think that will offer any advantage to
no, because I think you can't
Khan?
you can't train someone to be a Terence Crawford.
Mm.
And Terence Crawford beat both of them.
From a game plan perspective, though.
No, I think he would know. I think they will know enough about each other
Yeah.
to there won't be anything that will be added to his game plan.
Mm-hmm.
I think if he's there training, it is purely for just the levels and being around the levels and making sure that you don't leave any stone unturned in your preparation, which I think is the right thing for Amir Khan.
And Kell Brook, just on the flip side, has gone back to Dominic Ingle.
Yeah, again, he's back.
Smart decision or just?
I mean, look, I'm kind of this thing of if it's not broken, don't try and fix it. And I don't think that Kell Brook's defeats, obviously one of them wasn't with Ingle, but the one against Golovkin and the one against Errol Spence, I don't think that was to do with who he was training with.
No, it's just
I think-
levels.
I just think both of them fighters, he probably just wasn't capable of being in the ring with especially Golovkin, obviously. I don't think that was a trainer issue
Yeah.
necessarily. Maybe training camp, but that's not to do with the trainer. That's just strategy gone wrong at the time because it worked up until then, you know. But yeah, man, Conor Benn against both of them would be good. But yeah, I think he would probably beat Amir Khan.
I think it depends how the winner wins, whoever it is. I think if they come through and just narrowly, if Khan narrowly beats Kell, or if Kell
Narrowly
beats Khan, I might not want to see it because I'm like, all right, cool. You've had this fight that we're talking about, all these fights. You've been eye socket.
We want to see where they're at. innit?
But also, who's the winner really going to be chasing? Are they
Yeah,
really going to be chasing?
I think they can
But that's the
call it a day at this after this one.
Do you think they will though?
I don't.
I think they
Because Amir
can,
Khan's already said like, look,
but no one wants to be a gatekeeper. We spoke about Sean Porter. Why is he retired? He don't want to be a gatekeeper. He's been a gatekeeper at the world level. You feel me? He's fought all of the best. He's got the best resume in the welterweight division, in my opinion, because he's fought the pound for pound number 1 or number 2 in Terence, and he's fought a couple of years ago pound for pound in Spence. He's fought Keith Thurman in his prime when he was knocking guys out. He's fought Danny Garcia. You understand? He's fought Kell Brook. Like, he's fought all the champions. There was no easy champion that he fought. Now he will become a gatekeeper for, is it Ennis?
Yeah, Jaron Ennis.
That these up and coming guys, not so much Conor Benn at the moment, but it's like guys who are like fringe world level, and it's like he don't want to tarnish his legacy, and this is what he's saying. And at the same time, do I really like in England? Do I really feel like Kell is gonna fight Conor, knowing that they're both British, knowing what could potentially happen with styles make fights, or Kell was gonna do that either? I feel like they'll want to retire on top as much as they can.
Depends on the money that's on the table, don't it? You know
I
what
don't
mean?
think there'll be as much money, bro. These men are fighting for pay per view, on pay per view.
Yeah. I mean, this fight is gonna.
Do you feel like the Conor Benn one will be pay per view?
Yeah, 100%.
What versus Amir Khan?
Yeah,
Or versus Kell Brook?
100%.
You think?
Yeah, 100%.
Bro, Conor's not fought for on pay per view yet.
Yeah,
I mean, Amir
yeah,
Khan
but he would
ain't
fight Conor.
Amir Khan ain't gonna fight unless it's on pay per view.
The spectacle that it would be.
Yeah,
The spectacle that it would be.
I don't know, bro.
up and comer versus like, does he still have it? That's the way they're gonna market it, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess
You know
so.
what I mean, it will be like especially if
I was even surprised that this was on pay per view. If I'm honest,
Yeah,
I'm
but
not.
you can't be surprised, man.
No.
I was slightly
Chisora
surprised.
Parker's pay-per-view.
Yeah, but it's
That is
Chisora. Oh yeah,
I know Chisora's a pay-per-view fight.
he's a more entertaining fighter. He when he says he's pay per view, he doesn't mean like he's an elite.
He's gonna
but
be in
he's a
action.
more entertaining fighter.
Yeah, okay,
But like the only entertainment in that, I don't know, is just watching Khan getting knocked out. That's the only entertainment that people are really going to be paying in for.
No, you
No, I don't.
no, I
so
disagree with that.
watch him fight Conor Ben.
If
No,
all right, let's say hypothetically speaking, yeah, Amir Khan comes out, stops Kell Brook in at 6, and then
That'll be okay. Yeah.
yeah, but I'm just thinking because the eyes give up early as well.
Yeah.
Against Golovkin, they get how long was the?
But
fight?
if he stops him, I don't want to see a stoppage because of the eye thing. I
But
want to
that's
see
the
a
only way
stoppage.
you're gonna stop Kell Brook.
You
You're
don't
not
think
gonna
he'll
knock him out.
stop him?
You're not gonna.
Terrence
You're not gonna.
stopped him.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
again, it's levels, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
like no disrespect to the man.
Yeah.
But
Go on.
Terence Crawford. We're talking about Terence Crawford, man.
Yeah.
I do think that fight. That's why they want it. It's because it will be a spectacle.
Mm.
It will be the old guard against the new.
Yeah.
You know, and it will be seen as like a changeover of
I think it will.
who's the number one in Britain. Like you said, they're both the number
Yeah.
one fighter in
But
Britain.
I think it depends how they win. Because fam, if Khan puts on a devastating performance, which I don't see happening,
Mm.
if Kell puts on a devastating performance, which I don't see happening against Khan,
So what do you see it going 12 rounds?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's your prediction? on
he
that?
could stop him, but it's like he's not going to look. Neither of them are going to look good enough to where we're going to say, you know what, he could actually beat Conor.
You
As
don't
much as
think
I'm
so?
saying
You
they're
don't
the
think
number one in Britain, fam, Conor at the moment, like Josh said, he's getting better. He's too explosive, bro.
so? Yeah,
Like-
we fed into the hype.
So do
innit?
you
He's-
think Conor- do you think
Let's
Conor
not lie
beats
to
Brook
ourselves.
as well?
Bro, off the last few performances of Brook, I think he does.
So who do you
Before he fought Crawford, he had a comeback fight. I don't know who he fought against, but he went 12 rounds. It was in Sheffield,
Yeah.
and it was just not a good performance, bro. Like he just wasn't good.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It was a comeback fight.
My thing with Conor is that he's very explosive and he's a finisher.
Yeah, I think it kind of depends on where these guys want to go after this fight.
Mm.
Because Amir Khan, I heard him on the radio I think it was yesterday, saying, look, I feel fresh, I feel better. They always say it, but I feel sharper than I've ever felt and all this.
Mm.
He didn't give me the impression that he's just taking this fight for the sake of this fight.
Yeah, I get the same impression.
If he takes the Conor fight, if either of them take the Conor
But
fight, then like with this fight, sorry, what I'm trying to say is with this fight, I think they kind of know that. Look, Amir Khan's making the fight now because he knows he needs him. There's nowhere else he can go where he can get this kind of piece, and Kell Brook vice versa. And they both know, like at the press conference, he was like, look, you quit against Crawford and you got stopped against Crawford in 2 rounds, or your eyes are, or whatever the case is. So it's like, I think they both know that they're not in the position where they can go and do anything else, because if they could go and do anything else, I think Khan would go and do something else.
But you also got to remember that.
So my point being, why is he going to go and fight Conor? Do they really believe that they can win? Do they believe that they're as good as they used to be? Does he believe that he's as sharp as he used to be? Because Amir Khan will need to be, because of his style, he'll need to be on his A game
I
to
think
beat
just out of
Conor.
I think just out of pride and where kind of Conor's come from, in a sense of what he was looking like only a few years ago, I think they both would believe that they will beat him. I think they both would.
Yeah, but
I don't think either of them would even comprehend losing to Conor Ben.
I think it's the gatekeeper
Right
thing.
Hmm.
Because if Sean Porter was contemplating losing to Conor Ben and not wanting to be a gatekeeper for somebody else, and he's honest enough to say that, these lot must be thinking it.
Yeah, maybe.
But to be fair,
Maybe,
Conor
but
Ben's.
but then again, they both got in the ring with one Golovkin and one.
But it doesn't ruin your resume,
Different
bro. It
points,
doesn't
innit?
ruin your legacy.
No, but also
Yeah,
we're
but they must have
going
been
off.
thinking something before they got there. Like, do you know what I mean? Like they
But-
got more chance of beating Conor Ben than Golovkin.
Yeah. No, but to be fair, all we're going off is Conor Ben calling them out, innit? They've
Yeah,
not
yeah.
said, "Oh yeah, after this fight, when I fight Conor," you know what I'm saying?
I'm
So-
not.
I actually think it's a bigger fight than you think. I think it gets built up to be,
I
the
think
fact
it
that
gets
we're
built
talking
up.
about
I think it
already.
gets built up. I think it gets built up.
and it don't need to be a world title fight.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
I just wouldn't want to see. I would watch it.
Yeah.
Either. I'd watch it.
Definitely,
100%.
definitely.
And I would want, like, if it was on the table, I would want to see it. If you gave me the choice of Conor Ben versus Chris Kongo or Conor Ben versus Amir
Khan or
Khan,
Brook.
you would want to see the Amir Khan fight. No disrespect to Chris Kongo or any of them, Josh Kelly or Avanisi.
I'd more want to see the Adenisian fight,
Maybe, but you would still. It's still got.
but I might want to see the press conference
It's
more.
still got. It's still got
Do
a
you feel
draw.
me?
It's still got a draw.
Yeah,
and that's why that fight is even. There's no way Conor Ben's calling saying he's gonna fight the winner, without Eddie Hearn thinking, you know what, that's a money fight.
Yeah,
There's no way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it wouldn't even be coming out of his mouth if they didn't.
He's
think
already
they could go and
discussed
put
it.
it on pay per
Yeah.
view.
Maybe I'm thinking too logically, man. I'm not
Yeah,
thinking
I
about
don't-
money.
You got to
and
think about the money. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
but
what Eddie
money
Hearn's
thing.
thinking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But from a boxing perspective, in terms of Conor Ben's career and where he's at, I would much prefer to see him in with the Chris Congos, the Josh Kellys, the David Avanesian,
But I
just to
think-
confirm where
Who
he's
he
at in
is.
his
But I
country,
think
because-
I think that's as a boxing fan, innit? I think the casual fans they'd love to see him in there with
Of
Amir
course.
Khan or Kell,
Mm.
and that's what's gonna sell. That's why.
there's
it's
some
going-
massive
Yeah.
fights down the path. Jaron Ennis, Virgil Ortiz.
Mm.
That guy, Virgil Ortiz,
Different, man.
he's
yeah.
different. He's different. And if Conor Ben is gonna be a world champion, he's gonna be fighting these guys down the line somewhere. So he don't need to go and chase these guys that are going the opposite direction to him, just to get an old name on your record. You don't need to do that. There's enough. He's got the Zone and Matchroom behind him. He can go and fight the prospects. Same thing I was saying with the light heavyweights. Like, don't be chasing world titles if you're not even confirmed as the best in the country. Don't do that. For me, it's just.
But now
wanna
he
see
now
him
he
build-
now he sounds like me in the sense of like now you're talking logic. But like if you're thinking money or
I'm just saying.
shortcuts, do you feel me?
saying it will
Like
be a
or
big
pleasing
fight.
the casual fan.
That's a big stepping stone.
I'm just saying it will be a big fight. I'm not necessarily saying it's the right fight. It's not the right fight.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I've already said about Conor Ben. Too many of these guys he's fighting now are too many of the names. Even Sean Porter to a certain extent, who I still think destroys Conor Ben, is headed in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
He's got to be fat.
Yeah.
You got to narrow it down. And I wish there was some. I mean, this is just fantasy talk, but some kind of structure in boxing where you have to fight certain guys before.
Yeah, I know what
you
you're
step up.
saying. Yeah.
Because you end up seeing guys going and winning world titles, and they're not even better than the British champ.
Yeah. We spoke about that.
Do you know what I mean?
It's interesting that it's only Conor Ben's name that gets mentioned, and I know he's an exciting fighter, but so is Adenisian. You know,
yeah,
but
but
again,
it's
going
his
back
dad's
to
name as well,
it's
though.
the name,
His
innit?
name.
Innit? Yeah, and I mean, look, if you look at the two, David Avanesian isn't even English. He's Russian or something. So that always plays a part.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
He's not glamorous. He hasn't got. Conor Ben comes in with the tattoos. He's got all the sponsorship deals. He's the Dark Destroyer or whatever. You know what I mean? Like they're building a brand.
Yeah.
The same,
He's got the
same
brand
way
already. The brand's there.
we people lord over AJ
Yeah.
and we'll think AJ's gonna go in and wipe the floor with Usyk.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's sad. It's sad for those other fighters who, like you said,
I know he's one of them, innit?
Nah.
No,
I
it's-
knew Usyk was gonna win. I'm just saying. I think going back to that, obviously, we're speaking off air. Like,
yeah.
I still think AJ's got a chance. I think people have written him off too early, but
Yeah, but it's
Bro, he got hammered, man.
yeah, I know he did. I know.
you know what? It's the brand.
How's he got a chance?
It's
the,
bro. Everyone's got a chance. Innit?
No, but
Otherwise,
bro,
they won't be in the ring. with
how though? Like, anyway, let me not. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
him. I hope he does it as well. Maybe it's just
Well,
hopeful.
it's
Innit?
hope.
You know what I'm
Jack's
saying?
hopeful, man.
I want the
Why
British
do you
people
hope?
to do
Because
well
of
in
the-
it.
because of what's been built.
I don't even like the West Indies. I don't even like AJ.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what I'm saying I've never liked AJ, but I just still want him to win.
But you've bought whether you're aware of it or not.
Yeah,
You've all bought into AJ's
something.
brand.
yeah,
Because
100%.
it covers up so much in terms of what he's actually capable of doing, in my opinion. And it's the same. It's been the same for Conor Ben. Conor Ben's actually, he's working his way into the hype now, and he's actually becoming the fighter that we want to see. And I've been very impressed with him. And shout out to Tony Sims because
Yeah, he's done.
Well,
Yeah,
he's been with
very
him
good
from
job.
day one. And
and shout out to look, Conor Ben has done a lot of that as well.
of course,
Hey, Conor Ben's
Yeah,
see, like
Yeah.
I rate him still.
Yeah,
You know
he's
what I'm
done
saying?
his
Like I said,
'Cause like we
bought
said,
into
he-
the hype.
he is made as well. Like he's
Yeah.
comfortable financially and to still push it.
You don't. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. It's all opinions anyway. Rounding up. Anything else, just quickly, that we want to finish on?
Did you man speak about the yard fight already?
No, we
The yard
didn't
fight.
speak about the yard fight. We've only got like 5 minutes.
Body or D.
Listen, listen. Yard. So Lyndon Arthur, Yard 2. Yard won the first fight. Yard comes into
Lyndon
the
won the
second.
first fight.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Lyndon won the first fight. You know what? Yard did everything he said he was going to do.
Yeah.
And that's why I rated him. Bro, when he came out in the first round with his left foot and he put his left foot right in the middle of the ring, I was like, raw. Like,
Hurt him
and he was
first round.
throwing bare feints. I was like, damn.
just
He did
didn't-
his thing
He
still.
didn't give Lyndon a chance to do anything.
But he didn't even rush him. Like, he
No.
didn't rush him like an uneducated.
Systematically broke him down.
Bro.
Yeah. And you saw the power, and you saw And
But you know,
to be
Just
honest,
the body
that's what I
work.
would have wanted to see from Yard in the first fight, and now it's
Mm.
very clear that maybe something wasn't quite right.
His head
Yeah.
went in
for me
it.
because
the mental health thing is a
Yeah,
big
yeah,
thing,
yeah,
man.
of course.
It's a big
Lost
thing.
family
Lost
members,
4
man. You
family
went-
members
exactly,
to
man, you
COVID,
lost people
man.
like that. It's different.
yeah.
I mean, you saw the I saw the emotion in the interview just after,
Mm.
and it was like it kind of hit home. I was like, I felt for him. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because he did his thing.
I think I
man.
said to you as they were walking in, I'm going Linden stoppage, and that could just completely.
You know what though, like-
And even in that, what was it, the 4th round?
Yeah,
Even in the 4th round, in my head, I was just thinking, you know what, he just needs to weather this for
that's all it is. That's all it is.
and then
Yeah.
he will take over the fight, and maybe even stop him because Yard won't have
Maybe
it in him
gas
to
out.
keep-
He weren't going to be able to do that
But
for
listen,
Right,
for
right
10
before the
rounds.
end of the fight, I said to you, if he doesn't get him out in the next 2 rounds,
yeah,
he's
like
gonna gas
something.
out.
If that was round 6, like if they got to round 6,
But one of the commentators said it, or it might have been Bunce actually, but said, look, he fought every round like he weren't even thinking about the
Yeah.
next round.
Big
Yeah.
Daddy Bunce.
and that's his
if
style.
you're
innit?
gonna
yeah.
do it,
yeah,
if
that's
you're gonna
yeah.
do it,
yeah.
do it. Don't be.
But he's got the punching power to
Yeah,
fight
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Certain man fight like that, and they haven't got the power
And look,
to do that.
If he can do that in fights
Mm.
consistently, obviously you got to have a plan B and whatnot. But
It'd be very hard to tame him.
he's
still.
gonna
Yeah.
gonna be a force.
It'd be
Yeah,
very
He's
hard
gonna
to
be
tame.
He is a
And
force.
But at
good
the
to see.
same time, and I'm not pouring water on the fire, but it's like that is the Yard that we saw against Kovalev.
Mm.
Yeah.
That is the same
Yeah,
Yard.
yeah, yeah,
That's the
yeah.
same Yard.
He's just hungry, innit?
And that's the same Yard we saw before all the Kovalev fights that got all the wins and stuff. But it's like it's the same Yard we saw in the Kovalev fight. Because that Yard that he the other day against Linden, that's what he was doing to Kovalev in round 8. But we saw the gas tank a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's not that he's unfit. It's not that he don't train. He ain't running all this rubbish that people say. But it's like
It's his brolic, bro.
it's just
Yeah,
like when you're carrying that kind of muscle and you're exerting that kind of energy. But yeah, Linden for me, like I feel like Linden was probably trying to weather the storm, and he was weathering the storm. A lot of punches were on the arm until the 4th round when he actually got stopped, and there was like 6-7 clean punches.
It was a double dig to the body, bro.
Yeah,
I
the
said it
double
off.
right.
Yeah.
But before that, he was riding shots. Like he was. I would like to see him hold on a bit more and just survive.
But he was so weaker he was so much weaker in the clinch.
Yeah,
But you saw that he got hurt bad because I didn't even
Yeah.
think the stoppage at the time
Bro,
was.
You know how you know it was mad? Because flipping.
He was with it,
Yeah.
but you could just.
Bro,
just
he
didn't
got
wanna
up on
continue.
8. The ref said nah, and then fam, he just went back down to a knee.
Yeah. He was
And
on
that's-
oxygen.
And
I
that's
said,
how you know.
anytime
I thought his ribs. I thought his ribs are gone.
Yeah, I remember you saying.
I thought his ribs are gone because he got up and then he didn't argue and he went back down to his knee.
But look, this is what I want to see, man. I want to see these British guys going at it, rematching if they have to. Let's really establish, especially in the world or in the light heavyweight division, let's establish who is the best in the country, because we got the promotional power in this country to make them big fights, to get them fighters paid by having them fights. Go and prove you're the best in the country, and then go and fly the flag.
And on that note, that's our hour up. We will continue that. We should do it. We keep touching on the light heavyweights, but we need to do just a whole episode on the light heavyweight thing because so much keeps happening.
Yeah,
You had
yeah.
Craig, then Dan Aziza, Jose Burton.
Yeah.
Now this. So and Boatsi's coming back. Hopefully he's fighting in January or March. I've heard.
They're also saying Boatsi Yard next.
Yeah,
Seen a lot
I
of
want to
that.
see
He's
Dan
fighting
Aziz
for the
in
world
there,
title.
but I want to see Dan Aziz in there. But going back to the money thing, it's like probably get a Dan Aziz. Joshua Boatsi, Anthony Yard pay per view.
Yeah.
So
I don't
that-
think we're gonna see it
That-
right now.
No, but I'm saying on the money thing, like we said about Conor Ben and Khan,
Yeah, but you got.
we'd like to see that fight. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, we want to see it, but
We'd like to see
world
that
title
fight.
for Yard next, man.
Yeah, I feel like they got to see Dan Aziz as well.
That's the thing with the world title. He goes and wins that, then you're still gonna say, you know what, he ain't fought Boatsi, he ain't fought Craig.
But then he can fight them. You know what I'm saying? I think.
Yeah, but then he's
once-
gonna
once that's in the-
he's gonna say like 75-25.
Yeah,
Or what?
And then
but
it's
that's
like,
what he's
well,
gonna say
Or
anyway. Do you know what I'm saying?
What have you done?
Oh, what have you done? Yeah,
What have you done
Tunde's
for me
gonna be like, you know, Tunde's gonna be saying that. But nah, so we'll touch on the light heavies. We've got to touch on Lopez, Devin Haney, Tank Davis. Maybe in the next episode, Jack will get you on for that because we haven't touched on that. But yeah, until then, that's it. So like, comment, subscribe, share all the Instagram posts. Any topics you want us to touch on, let us know, and we appreciate your support.